Hey friends, it's Kelsey from Kelsey's Messy Bible here on the Creative Retreat channel, using this month's Faith Art Box to do some sermon notes. I love being able to use these Faith Art Boxes not just to do the amazing Bible studies that come with the kit and the amazing work that gives for us to do, but also in other ways. And so I am using this month's kit to document some sermon notes that we had from church. We are going through the book of Esther. And so here are in the book of Esther, we're in chapter 7, and it is kind of the turning point of the book of Esther. And one of the important parts of this is that we're seeing all of the characters, all of the major players in the book of Esther kind of coming to their climactic moments. And so I thought that this would be such a fun place to play with the kit. So here you see I'm using the stencil and some ink with an ink dauber to just really create a fun background. I pulled a variety of inks that I had in my stash that kind of matched the kit, and I am just mixing the colors right on the dauber. I'll make sure to link the colors below so that you know what colors I used, but really I just mixed them to get a variety of the blues and greens that were in the kit. And here I'm going to use the Tile Alpha stickers to help me put together the title for my sermon notes. And the title for this was Every Turn Begins with a Step. And so I am putting this down in my Bible, and then how each of the four major players, where they stepped. And that's kind of what the sermon notes talked about. But I'm using a combination of the Tile Alphas and one of the fabulous, amazing stamp sets that can be found in the shop. So I'm taking the Tile Alphas here and I'm using those as kind of my base. And one of the tricks that I have, because I am dyslexic, is I spell everything out on my hand first so that I know that it's spelled right, that I have all the letters, all of that. Because the last thing that I need is to feel insecure about my disability when I'm doing my Bible art, because this is supposed to be a safe space for me. So this is one of the ways that I kind of have learned to overcome that, or to work around that, is to make sure that it's all spelled right on my hand, and then I use a pair of tweezers to help me get them down. I have found that these tweezers, I believe they're from the Dollar Tree, are the best thing for helping to get these Tile Alphas down, because if you have been working with these kits for long, you know that sometimes the Tile Alphas are just tiny enough that they're hard to get down without some help. And these dollar store tweezers are the best. So here I am with the stamp set, and I love this stamp set. I use it often. You can see that it is a well-loved, well-used stamp set. But one of the cool things about this stamp set, it is kind of an open on the inside. So you can't really see it very well in the video, but in person you can definitely tell that I stamp it down in black and then I color it in with a blue that kind of matches the kit. And it turns out really, really cool. And it gives it some dimension and it gives it some color and it ties it back to the colors in the kit in just a really pretty and fun way. This Bible is getting really chunky. So as it's getting chunky, I am kind of holding my stamps down a little bit longer. Here you're going to see my head, because I even have to double stamp on this one because it's so chunky behind there that it didn't get a good impression. So I had to go back in and re-stamp, and you're going to see my head pop in there so that I get it all lined up and make sure that it's all perfect and that it is easy. And then again, because I'm filling it in, I was not so worried about it being completely perfect. You can see I'm just using these Crayola brush markers to really fill in the middle of this beautiful stamp set. Then you'll see here, once I'm done with this, I'm going to use the same stamp set to mark the 4 sermon note points that I want to put down. And then I've talked about many times here on this channel that I believe that it's important to have your own handwriting on your page. It connects you and grounds you to the page. And so I'm going to write down the 4 points in my own handwriting. But I'm also going to turn back to the kit and look for some stickers that might help me enhance this page. And I go with the little hearts here. And it's really fun because I put them down and they look so cute. And then I just took a black pen and drew around them so that they kind of popped off the page. You'll see that here in a second. But really, these kits are designed not just to be used once. There's so many great elements to this kits that can be used time and time again. And not just for the things that are in the kit, but again, for sermon notes and for Bible study notes or for art journaling or for all the different things. There's such versatile kits. The stencils, the stamp sets are reusable time and time again. And I believe that if you're going to spend good money, especially right now with the world being the way that it is on something, that it should be something that I am using over and over and find a use for. And here you can see that it can be used outside of the context of the kit for these beautiful sermon notes. So here you're going to see me actually writing down the points that I was talking about earlier from the sermon. But something that I have found so fascinating is that when I do my sermon notes this way, when I art journal them, when I take a creative side with them, I find that they cement themselves deeper into my heart and that I am remembering more about what was talked about. I'm remembering more of the story. I'm remembering more of what God is actually trying to teach us. And I love doing sermon notes like this, and I wish that I did them more often like this. And I think that if you're someone who's looking for a new way to connect with your sermon, it might be cool to take your leftover bits and bobs from these kits and turn them into like weekly sermon note fun. So now that I've done that, I'm just going to add a few more little bits and bobs from the kit. These circular hearts I'm adding, and then I'm going to add a tab to the top of the page. Friends, if you are not already, subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the like button and leave a comment. We love hearing from you, and the ladies on the team do such great things. So, till next time, friends, bye-bye.